Jerry, thank you very much. We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Oklahoma City Bison. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
He's always been an incredible decision maker on the field. Takes care of the ball really well, puts his team in the right positions, makes sure the play calls are accurate. Also was a minor league baseball player. Didn't hit very well there. I think he made a great career choice picking football.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. So second and medium, 2nd and 5 now. They stay on the ground, rolls again, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to... That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
So on 4th down, here's the Canadian-born punter, John Ryan, to kick it away for Seattle. He'll return it from the 6. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch here as this offense will come on deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. They'll be led out by the 2nd tallest quarterback in league history at 6'7". It's Brock Osweiler.
I saw Brock Osweiler throw in a practice session while he was in college, and it's never left me the memory of how smooth he was throwing the ball, how accurate he was, and what a catchable ball he threw.
On 2nd down, here's Osweiler. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. They go again with Rawls. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and ball. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second down to the offense needing 5 yards. Wilson again to Rawls. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It'll be a pickup of a couple and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
It's caught outright by Graham. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the first quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now back out comes the offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of the game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jaron Reed able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground? Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
So a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Osweiler. He's got Thompson here, complete. And the ball is knocked out, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
He makes so many catches that are so tough, so acrobatic, so difficult, that often surprises me when they actually turn the ball over. You know, when the ball actually comes free. It's amazing sometimes because of what we see them.
There goes Thomas Rawls. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Thomas Rawls with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That's fielded in the end zone. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Second down following the run. They come out here in the eye. They stay on the ground. This is Gillisley again. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
The way he roared up and made that play, that tells me that he spent a lot of time in the film room analyzing what this offense does, and he saw something that convinced him he didn't have to worry about the pass. He could just go right now and make a play. I think if you're the offensive team, you better file that away a little bit. Maybe think about some play action down the road. You might catch him deep. But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Now it's Lockett. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The Hall of Famer Jack Youngblood there on the stop.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And time now for the Seahawk defense to take their spots again on the field. Their stay on the field last time was short-lived with a 3-and-out. Let's see if they can get some more of that.
And ordinarily, you want to be on the field playing, right? But 3-and-outs, that's almost gold to a defense. Get to the bench, get some rest, turn the ball over to your offense.
We'll see what they can do here, see if they can force another 3-and-out. This is Gillisley, and he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us. Brendan Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's OKC football here to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jimmy Graham, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers. There's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game. A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
They'll run with Darkwa. And he's brought down. 12 yards on the pickup, and it's good enough for a first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Now Darkwa. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Play action. Now Osweiler. And he's got his man on the out route. A big play there on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive point, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Bobby Wagner coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
And on 2nd and goal, they decide to throw it again, and this result is even worse. They take a sack. On 1st down, it was simply an incomplete pass. Not a good first 2 plays, beginning with 1st and goal.
Here's Osweiler to throw, and this is going to be incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
And Lutz's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or 2 shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And out now come the Seahawks. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
12 yards there as they move the chains.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
First down, this is Rawls. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Wilson going to give to Rawls. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. A nice, strong run there for Rawls. His coaches back in high school in Flint, Michigan, you know what his nickname was?
No, what was it?
The Train. The man can break some tackles on occasion.
Well, it makes sense when you watch runs like that, because when you're trying to deal with a train, you're supposed to get out of the way, right? And if you don't, you're going to get bruised up trying to tackle him. That's the type of runner he is. He can pop people as he goes by them.
So 2nd and 10 here. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now it's Wilson. They'll lock him with a grab over the middle. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Seattle defense getting set to go. And they really dug in deep on that last drive. They gave up quite a bit of yardage. Somebody must have said something in the huddle, though, because they got a big stop.
And someone on the sideline said, what took you guys so long before you dug in on that possession? But you're exactly right. To be able to grit it out at the end after giving up such a long drive, they have to feel better about themselves. Now they want to start this possession and not let it get to that extent.
Right, because they gave up the 3 last time. See if they can stop them here. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Osweiler now to throw on 3rd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
23 yards on the play. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well. And most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it. And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Now let's go.
2nd and 10. It's Osweiler again. Wide open receiver complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now Osweiler on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Now Osweiler on second down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Set, 3-19. Watching that Barney. Detroit.
From the gun, it's Osweiler. And he comes back with 1 complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. All right, hang on here. We'll jump over halftime. Just let the system and graphics catch up. Okay, all set. 3rd quarter now. This will be fielded at the 6.
Specialization we have in this great game, at some point the head coach is going to take charge of every group, and I think at halftime he spent a little time with the special teams coach, said, look, you've got to find a way to get us a big play to help us get back into this.
They come up in an offset eye. On the run, Darkwa. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there. On second down, here's Osweiler. Bobby Wagner in there to get him his 2nd sack now.
But he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now the ball's out. Osweiler lost it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team back. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else execute what they're supposed to do.